the early days of the space program, NASA's astronauts wore simple pressure suits designed to protect them in the event of a loss of cabin pressure. These suits were bulky and restrictive and provided little mobility or comfort. However, as NASA's ambitions grew, so did the need for more advanced spacesuits that could withstand the harsh conditions of space. In the 1960s, NASA developed the Gemini spacesuit, which was designed to enable astronauts to perform spacewalks. These suits were more flexible and comfortable than previous models and featured a backpack that provided oxygen and cooling for the astronauts. The Gemini spacesuits paved the way for the development of even more advanced suits in the years to come. In the 1960s and 1970s, NASA's Apollo program required spacesuits that could protect astronauts on the moon's surface. The result was the Apollo spacesuit, which was specifically designed for lunar exploration. The Apollo spacesuit featured a built-in life support system, which allowed astronauts to spend extended periods of time on the lunar surface. The suit also included a lunar module pilot suit, which was designed for the astronaut who stayed behind in the lunar module while the others explored the moon's surface. In the 1980s and 1990s, NASA developed the Space Shuttle program, which required a new type of spacesuit. The result was the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, EMU, which was designed for use during spacewalks from the shuttle.
The EMU, or the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, is our spacesuit, and it's divided roughly into two parts. We have the hard upper torso, which is almost like a turtle shell. It's a hard fiberglass shell, and then we also have the lower torso assembly. These spacesuits are our own little spacecraft, and they have everything you need to keep you alive out in space for 7 to 8 hours, maybe even longer, depending on how hard you're working. The only thing that they do not have, and they have radios, it has oxygen, it has carbon dioxide scrubbing, it has temperature control, it has everything you need except for one thing, a restroom. And so when we get ready for our EVA, the first thing we put on in the morning is a diaper, and that's our first layer. Then over the diaper we put on a pair of long johns, and that's to keep our arms and legs from getting scraped up. It also provides a little bit of wicking in case you're getting really hot and sweaty. The next layer is our liquid cooling garment, and the LCVG has little tubes running through it which allow water to circulate inside the LCVG to provide cooling when we're outside working really hard. So we've got the diaper, we got long johns, we got the LCVG, and then we're going to wear our spacesuit. 7 layers from the bladder on the inside, which maintains pressure, and that's a rubberized bladder, all the way out to the white layer on the outside. The crew member inside the spacesuit is also wearing this, what we call a Snoopy cap. It's a communications cap. We have a radio, so we can talk to not only to Houston, but we can talk to people on the space station and to each other. So we wear this communication cap inside the helmet. Also another key component of the EMU, or a spacesuit, is the helmet. You can see the helmet has a gold visor which protects us from the rays of the sun that we can bring down. It's pretty bright out there, and this gold visor helps reflect the rays of the sun so we can actually see and operate in daylight. At nighttime, we can raise this visor up, gives us a clearer view, and additionally we have helmet lights built into the helmet. On top of the helmet, we also have a television camera, so the ground is able to watch us while we work through these TV cameras. The work is really all done with hands, and so our gloves are really our most important piece of equipment in order for us to work outside. And one of the real challenges of a spacewalk is you have this heavy gloved hand which is inflated, so it wants to stay like it's blown up like a balloon. But we walk by grabbing onto handrails and making our way along the ISS. So every time you move your hand, you're fighting against a balloon that wants to inflate. And then on top of that, all of our equipment is based on using your hands too. So after 6.5, 7 hours of kind of fighting against this glove, it's a really long day, and your hands are probably the thing that are most exhausted after 7 hours out on an EVA. Well, we're going out to work. You probably saw me move this mini workstation. The way we carry our tools is on a mini workstation, which is carried on the front. Every single tool we use is tethered to us. We do not want to accidentally create satellites. Our primary way of remaining attached to the ISS, if we're not using our hands, are these waist tethers. And you can see they just have a big hook They go around a rail or anything else on the ISS and latch on, and it actually has a locking mechanism as well to hold us nice and tight. So we always want to have one of these attached if we're not holding on with our hands as well. The back of the EMU has our life support system. The life support system contains all the equipment we need, from a UHF radio down to the oxygen tanks that provide primary oxygen. One of the challenges inside this sealed environment, it's very easy to carry our own oxygen with us, but we generate a lot of carbon dioxide, particularly when we're out there working very hard. So to combat that, to deal with that, we have these canisters called Medox canisters, which are just silver oxide. They are carried in the backpack along with a very large battery, which provides all the electricity for us. I don't have a battery here to show you today because we're in the process of charging them. We're about a month out from doing a spacewalk, and we've already started getting ready for that. So this Medox canister is able to remove about 7 to 8 hours of carbon dioxide that a human can generate inside the spacesuit.
Today, NASA is developing new spacesuits for use in future missions to the moon and beyond. These new suits are designed to be more advanced, more flexible, and more comfortable than previous models. Whether exploring the moon, Mars, or beyond, NASA spacesuits will continue to play a critical role in enabling human exploration of space.